Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasmine Fenton, and I'm the daughter of Horace Fenton, also known as Lynx. And it's an honor and privilege to be here as we celebrate Grandma's homegoing. About 22 years ago, Grandma migrated from Jamaica to Hartford, Connecticut, where she lived with Daddy for about 20 years. As Grandma lived with Daddy, I had the honor of getting to know her and all of the special things she loved. If I had to narrow down all of Grandma's special things into 3 categories, it would be her love for flowers, her love for her children and her grandchildren, and her love for God. When Grandma first came to the States, it was during the summer months. She arrived to Daddy's house and noticed that no flowers were planted. She then wasted no time planting an entire garden on the front side of the house, right by the garage. She watered the garden every evening and also maintained the flowers inside of the house. And before I knew it, the house itself started to fill up with flowers. Flowers in the living room, flowers in the kitchen, flowers on a back porch. Pretty soon, all of upstairs felt like a mini Florence, which I'm sure was Grandma's goal the entire time. There was no question about Grandma's unfailing love for her children. Uncle Ben, Uncle Junior, Uncle Des, Uncle Paper, Daddy, and Uncle Bob. As an adult, it's amazing to sit back and to really reflect on what a special bond a mother could have with her son. Although Grandma was living in the States so that Daddy can take care of her, a lot of times it felt like Grandma was the one taking care of Daddy. She cooked, she cleaned, she bought groceries, she furnished and tailored the entire home to her liking, and of course, she continued to allow Daddy to borrow money from her that he never paid back. Not only did Grandma love her children dearly, but she also had a deep love for her grandchildren. A special relationship that I feel honored to have watched grown over the years is the relationship that Grandma had with Denne. Grandma's relationship with Denne reminds me of the relationship shared between Ruth and Naomi. For those of you who may not be familiar with this biblical reference, the story of Ruth and Naomi is about an older woman, Naomi, who loses her husband and sons. Naomi then urges her daughter-in-laws to return back to their home. While one obeyed and went back, Ruth forcefully replied, "Don't force me to leave you or to turn my back from you." To make a long story short, Ruth stayed with Naomi, proving her love and her loyalty to her. Ruth 2:11 says that Ruth left her father, her mother, and her homeland and came to live with people she did not know. Denne, you left your country filled with family and close friends to go someplace completely foreign to you and to start a new life just so you could stay by Grandma's side. You were Grandma's friend, Grandma's partner, Grandma's daughter, and I'm sure you were also Grandma's hero. Just like Ruth and Naomi, Grandma and Denne had a bond that was unmatched and never failing. The greatest impression that Grandma had with me is with her relationship with God. You know, Grandma had such great faith, and she tried to instill that in all of her sons. Unfortunately, not all of them were receptive to it, Daddy. I never knew what it meant to seek after God wholeheartedly until meeting Grandma. Every morning before eating breakfast or getting ready for the day, she spent time with God. Her time consisted of reading her Bible, praying, and of course, singing worship songs to God. A scripture that reminds me of Grandma is Proverbs 31:29. Many women do noble things, but a woman who fears the Lord surpasses them all. Grandma was undoubtedly a woman who feared the Lord. Not only was Grandma a woman who feared the Lord, she was also an exceedingly wonderful mother, a joyful and serving grandmother, a fiery friend, and a hero to us all. Your life has left an impression that will never be forgotten. We love you dearly, and Grandma, I'm longing to see the day where we meet again.